Question everything, for the truth should not be televised. And that's for sure. So with that, you got that riot going out in the Ukraine, man, and what's happening with that based off of those three little beautiful babies, them innocent lives being, deleted and taken from the people, man, taken from their parents and so on. My heart go out to all the family members and everybody, that is actually attached to those wee ones, because that's a tragedy that in itself, But at the same time, to see the riots out there and how that is playing out, shows us a lot about how the colonizers themselves can get in an uproar and go out in a destructive fashion. We know it all too well because it happened right here in America. Years of race riots, and massacres of our people. And that gives you a glimpse, if you see the chaos behind that type of riot and how the officials are not really stopping them, but allowing them to move about the way they're doing with such high destruction. All those folks should have been brought to justice, literally, because at the end of the day, chaos begets chaos. That's just what it is. One wrong don't supposed to breed another wrong, in other words. So two wrongs don't make a right. But to see that type of chaos shows the level of approach on what can be done as mobs being unchecked, bringing that type of destruction. We, as Aboriginal Negroes of America, have never brought that type of destruction at all. But at the same time, with the type of hatred that is woven and wrapped around the world in this hellish mentality of demoralization of just humanity and life itself, we're starting to see those type of behaviors all over Earth. And it's crazy because even with biblical history, with Noah's flood, it tells you how the whole world was engulfed in violence and evil, sinful behavior. And here we are today in 2024, and we see that same hatred, that same violence, that same sinful, destructive behavior against man, against human beings, against the spiritual beings having a human experience on earth. And in that violence, we see a glimpse of what was possibly happening in Noah's time when it comes to what was written that led to the flood. My thing is, for all these years of us as Aboriginal Negroes of America, the true 12 tribes, do you see where we're going and where we lead into Jacob's trouble? Do we see it? Because it's happening before our eyes. All over the world, the people are in an uproar. The people are getting more degenerate everywhere. Some already been that way, and some are taking on that behavior. But you can see, just in that little bit of movement of violence and rioting that we see in Ukraine, what our forefathers in America had to go with and deal with and endure for us to not get justice today in the form of crimes against humanity that was done to our bloodlines, in the form of repair to justice, which is reparations, meaning money and land owed back to the people, our people. But just know, for all the wrong that was done, which was grave wrong for what was done to those children, doing more wrong to other people don't justify the wrong that was done to those children. The assailant was apprehended. Let law do what law is supposed to do. Because at the end of the day, that's what law is for. But we all know law and lynching, when it was in the United States, even with law being present, somehow the mobs, the militias, the KKK, Aryan Nations, and many others were still able to get our people in abundance to actually have a history of the lynching tree. So always be aware that what was done before shall be done again, especially if you don't know your history and where you're coming from and it's being shrouded and hid from you. So that way you will make the same mistakes and repeat the same steps, thus repeating the same history all over again. And at this time, with rumors of wars, that ugly word war being stated all around the earth right now, and World War III being shook up like dice and thrown out, we all at odds when it comes to war, because nobody want to see it. But with nuclear wars and atomic wars being on the table of what we now know as in 2024 for all of us to be here, then that means all of us is in jeopardy of one button being pressed and all things going wrong. So just know, two wrongs don't never make a right. And no matter how we get into our feelings and how we feel, we still have the power to check those feelings, to control those feelings, and to make the right choice. And with that, I hope they figure it out there in Ukraine. I hope the rest of the world figure it out. Because with this type of stench of violence being pushed against humanity, from humanity around the world, our time as humans on this planet is getting shorter. And that goes for all of us. No matter what color or crayon you might be, what creed, or what heritage you may be under, nuclear war don't care about no one. Chaos don't give a damn about anyone. Violence destroys everything. And with that, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. But that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.